So in the sprint planning meeting, they will select the sprint goal, one of the important elements. So they analyze and evaluate the product backlog. What is the sprint goal? This sprint, we are going to deliver payment gateway and add to cart functionalities. And they decide on the team capacity, how many people are available, how many are leave, right? They try to understand the business conditions. They try to analyze what is the current product till now it has got developed, and they may choose what approach they have. They may decide, right? And the most important thing what they do here is the user story or the feature, they break down into smaller chunks called as tasks. Technically what are the things you have to do? Let us say there's a payment gateway. So for this payment gateway functionality, to give this functionality, first they have to design the entire payment gateway system like net banking, Visa, credit card. The designing has to be done. Once the designing is to be done, then according to the requirement, you have to do the coding. And probably you may be doing the integration part with various banks and their systems, and then the testing, right? So for designing, how many hours? They do a hours estimation here. For designing, it will take 4 hours. For coding, ideally it should take 12 hours, right? And for integration with the various banking softwares, credit card softwares, let us say it takes 20 hours. For testing, it takes 5 hours. So in total, this particular user story, it takes 41 hours. Let us say in total they have, as a team, they have 90 hours they are going to work. So this is consuming 41 hours. So another 49 hours are there. For this 49 hours, they may choose another feature, right? So, and whatever the features they have listed here, they have chosen, and the task estimation is done, that subset of features is called as sprint backlog. Now they build a sprint backlog. Remember, for the entire product, you have product backlog. In this sprint, whatever the team has chosen and the breakup what they have in hours, that becomes the sprint backlog. This sprint, we are going to do payment gateway, we are going to add to cart, right? And also we will finish reviews also. In e-commerce site, you have reviews for the product, each product, what is the rating, right? So they do that. This becomes the sprint backlog. And who should be part of this meeting? Scrum Master should be there because he is the facilitator. He is the facilitator. He should be there. Team should be there, development team, because these are the teams who are going to deliver this. And the most important key, remember who you need here is product owner. Product owner is required in the sprint planning meeting because here the product owner does one important activity, like he will clarify the doubts of the team members. The team members may have a lot of doubts. So what are the various payment options you want to be done? You'll say credit cards you should accept, net banking you should accept, Paytm you should accept. Or you don't want Tej? No, other payment options I don't know, only these three. Wonderful. In net banking, which are the banks you are looking for? Is it the banks only in India or globally any bank? There may be cooperative banks, small banks globally in some countries of XYZ. You may not allow all the banks to do the processing. This is a place where the team will have a lot of doubts. The product owner will clarify all these doubts. Because here they just mentioned the user story. As a end user, I want an option to make the payment digitally. That's nothing but the payment gate. So these are the various activities you do as part of the sprint planning meeting. So here we'll establish the sprint goal and we'll decide how to achieve the goal. We'll create the tasks and what are the user stories you have agreed now along with the tasks. Now we call it as a sprint backlog. And now you do the estimation of these tasks in hours. So this is about the sprint backlog. Team selects items from the product backlog and they can commit to completing it. and they do the tasks breakdown and what is the time estimation for these tasks. And remember, this is all collaboratively done: product owner, discussion, technical team, scrum master. Yeah. And normally, how much time you require to do it? I told in Agile, everything is time bound. You cannot take days and days together for this planning. If it is a 1 month, 4 week sprint, 8 hours. If it is 2 week sprint, 4 hours on the pro rata basis. And here, one of the most important element here is definition of done is agreed. DOD, very popular and very important. What is this definition of done? Let us try to understand that. The definition of done is a checklist of acceptance criteria. What criteria this feature should suffice in order to be accepted? That's called the acceptance criteria. Let us say the customer says it should accept credit cards. Okay, credit cards agreed. What credit cards it should accept? He says Visa and MasterCard. No American Express. Only Visa and Master. Wonderful. Under net banking, which bank should be allowed? All private and nationalized banks, but not cooperative banks. Wonderful. Once the payment is done, should email go to the customer saying that yes, your payment has been done? Now we will send it to the delivery. And once the payment is done, should the information go to the delivery team to deliver the product? Because you are buying online, you ordered a mobile phone. So once the payment is completed, on the back end there are a lot of activities need to be done. So one email confirmation should go to the customer, and also in the customer login, this information should be available. So you can go and check what are the products you have bought. And one SMS should go to the customer that you have bought so and so item. And this information should go to the vendor who will be delivering that mobile phone. So they list down all this. Once the end of iteration, the development is done, the product owner will check whether Visa and MasterCard are being accepted or not. In net banking, whether all the requested banks are being accepted or not. Whether email is going to everyone or not. Right? Whether the delivery team is getting the information or not. Whether SMS is going to the customer or not. Let us say all are being done when the testing is done at the end of iteration, but SMS is not going to the customer. It's not done then. When do you say it's done? All these criteria should be done. Only then he will accept it. What do you mean by acceptance criteria? The criteria, the product should suffice in order to be accepted. Only then I will accept it. We use this acceptance criteria in our day-to-day world also. But we don't know it's called as acceptance criteria. For example, you all buy bananas. When you buy banana, you look for certain criteria, only then you buy it. What is the criteria you look for? You look for whether the banana is ripe or not, whether the banana should not be too ripe, it should not be too raw, it should not be leaking, it should not be fluffy. Only then you will accept it. So the acceptance criteria to accept a banana from the vendor is, this is a checklist. Similarly, the product owner, before accepting this particular functionality, he will have a checklist. And all these items in this checklist, if they're accepted, then only it's done. So we clearly mention the definition of done. You can agree definition of done for different things, like for a single feature, you can agree. Just like how we discuss a single feature. The definition of done for a sprint, it could be collection of features. So add to cart and payment gateway. It could be definition of done for a release. In this release, these things should be there, and this is how the end-to-end functionality should work. You can agree at different stages. So in the sprint planning meeting, the team will try to agree the definition of done with the customer. Am I clear?